Thank you for joining me in the morning at 7 a.m., evening at 7 p.m., and that's Monday through Friday. But in the middle of the week, I thought we'd have Winston Wednesday. So we'd let him tell a story to all the children every Wednesday. So Wednesday with Winston, 7 a.m., 7 p.m., we'll hear Winston tell wonderful stories.
Hello there, boys and girls. My name is Winston, and today I'm going to read one of my favorite stories. Would you like to join me? All right, here we go. This week's story is straight from the Bible. You can find it in the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17. The soldiers began to tell David about the scary, hairy, horrible giant Goliath. Now David understood why everyone was so cranky. They were afraid. And so he made an announcement. "I will fight this giant." The king overheard David. "But you are just a boy, and he is a scary, hairy, horrible giant. Even I am afraid of him, and I am the king." David insisted. "I have fought lions and bears when they try to attack my sheep. I just use my handy-dandy cool fighting tool. It's called a slingshot. One time, when this bear carried off Leopold, that's one of my lambs, I chased it, pulled the little lamb out of his mouth, and killed it." David's brothers became even more upset. "No way!" they shouted. "Go back to taking care of Leopold. Go home." But David bent down, picked up 5 small round stones, you can still find these stones there today, by the way, and put them in his pocket. He turned to the king, his movie star handsome brothers, and the terrified soldiers and said, "The Lord, who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear, will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine giant. We cannot let him get away with insulting God." Then he walked to the very front of the hill and faced the giant. All of the Israelite army took several steps back. They watched, they hoped, they prayed, they nervously bit their fingernails. But truth be told, they were ready to run. Goliath had been yelling and bullying the Israelites this entire time. When he saw the little shepherd boy, he stopped. And he began to laugh and laugh. And then all of the Philistine army joined in. The valley filled with the sound of the rude, mocking, hysterical laughter.
"Ha ha ha! Who is this kid that you sent him to fight me, the Philistine champion of the world?"
"It's me, David, and God is going to help me knock you out." With that, David reached into his bag, pulled out a small, smooth stone, and slung it right at the giant. It struck the giant smack between his dark, devilish eyes, and for a moment, the giant looked confused. He stood for a moment, then began to sway, left, then right, then backwards, then forwards like a tree about to fall in the forest. The giant was coming down! Then, without saying one more mean, cruel, or insulting word about God or anyone else, Goliath, the giant world champion bully, crashed to the ground. He was dead. The Israelites gathered around David and cheered wildly. They put him on their shoulders and clapped and whistled and laughed and cried. God had saved them through this shepherd boy, and the giant would never ever bother them again. And that is the story of David, a boy who trusted God to save him, his sheep, and his friends and family from lions, bears, giants, and bullies. He is God's first rock star. What an exciting story! I can't wait to see what happens next. I hope you'll join me next Wednesday as we read another chapter of God's story. Until then,